to create within those assumptions your entire stock universe to give numbers and target prices that are meaningful around those assumptions rather than just everything being a bit all over the place. So it's quite a challenge.
So for our 12 months forward target, we are looking at a 15-12 points. That is about 13% upside with a forward P of about 11 times. Now, in terms of what is the expectation summary, we think number one, the index will remain range bound at this kind of level until global market calms down or major catalyst emerges. One is the trade tariff negotiation results that would actually boost the sentiment, and then will factor in the positiveness of the local reforms that we've been seeing.
For the global context for this year and the next year, this year 2025 will be the slowest growth of the global economic activity, with the two exceptions of the global recession in the year 2009 and in the COVID-19 2020. Only one good news is the chance for the recession in the US is still quite low. So that's the good news. That means the economic activity in the US still stronger than expected. For Vietnam, so we in our mid-year report, we cut our growth target from 6.7% by 20 basic point to 6.5%. The key reason for our cutting is at the end of last year, our basic assumption is 10% tariff for Vietnam imposed by the US government. But for this year, we expect a higher.
First of all, I want to talk about like the overall operating environment for the banking sector in the past 2 years and also like year to date has remained quite challenging with mixed performance across credit growth, margins, and asset quality. So first, it's about credit growth. So credit growth momentum has picked up meaningfully since March this year, and overall it is performing better than previous years.
Now we talk about consumer sector. As all of you can see in the chart, we see a moderate recovery in retail sales since January this year, and in the first 5 months our retail sales increased by 9.7%. We expect a moderate recovery, and we revised up our retail sales forecast to 10%. This year we also maintain the same level for 26 at 10%, and this is from our previous forecast of 8.5%. This reflects our view that consumption will have a moderate recovery, not very significant recovery, and this is driven by the government's effort in stimulus consumption.
Regarding the industrial sectors, we believe that the sectors is well set for the strong opportunity as Vietnam economic growth model is expected to transition from an export-led to an infrastructure-led approach. So the fun fact is that industrial sectors is quite unique position. Some sectors are barely impacted, while others are hit the hardest by reciprocal tariff. So the way we are doing right now is defining the risk and opportunity for each subsector to find the alpha in the market.
I actually named my part in the strategy the residential part. The wind is at our back. So for the residential property sector, in the first quarter of this year, despite being a low season quarter, still see a year-on-year growth in the launch in both Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi. And primary price continue to go up because developers still focus on luxury and high-end segment. So the overall market was still quite busy and lively.
I will have about 10 minutes to talk about the energy and utility sector in Vietnam. Within the energy and utility sector, the key theme for the energy and utility, we identify 3 key themes. It's green and clean, where the company investing in green technology for sustainable development. For the second theme, we identify is infrastructure investment, and the thirdly is defensible. When you mention utility, you usually think of it as a high dividend yield. So within that theme, we identify several companies like RE, PC1, and GEG, and Petrolimex, which could fit into that key theme.